Welcome back to Allegheny Health Network Nightly Sports Call. We're going to give those tickets away to the third caller tonight, and we'll find out who that is in a little bit. But, you know, Bell tweeted today, getting back to LeVeon Bell, he tweeted today, just got to be better. I know he's a little frustrated with the whole process, but I think he understands it's a business.
$12 million.
I know. I don't feel bad about it either, believe me. Yeah,
you know,
I'm with you on that.
And I'm sure they were willing to make him the highest paid running back, but they couldn't come to an agreement on the deal. I do think he's going to have a big year this year, and then we'll see where we are again next year.
Yeah, you remember him saying that he wanted $15 million a year. I don't think running backs
they weren't going to pay him that.
Yeah. So,
although they're paying Antonio what, $17 million a year, so.
And I, you know.
And I think it's ridiculous.
I don't know who's more valuable.
I'd rather pay LeVeon that, but again, then LeVeon is more likely to get hurt at that position.
Yeah, it's hard to say who. I still think Ben is the most valuable key on this team. But between Antonio Brown and LeVeon Bell, that's. I could argue both sides of that. All right, let's get out to Greg in Morningside. How you doing, Greg?
Gentlemen, how are you this evening?
Thanks for calling.
All right, thank you for taking my call. One quick point, if you can answer the question for me. The weekend series with the Cardinals being in town, division rival, separated by a game and a half, whichever. I'm curious as to what the three-game attendance was. When the Pirates were in St. Louis the weekend before the 4th of July, the three-game series in St. Louis, 137,000 people. What was the Pirates this weekend? Thank you.
I believe it was like 24 on Friday, which I found to be very disappointing. I think like 31 or 32 Saturday, and then like 29 yesterday. A little less than what I would have expected. Not terrible, but I think attendance is down. I think interest is down, Rich, because of this team. I'm not sure. I guess I know why.
Yeah.
A lot of people were down on the ownership, but there's no question. I think attendance is down about 3,600 from what it was last year at the end of the year, and by that same token, it was way down last year from the year before. I sense a lot of disinterest among our viewers and listeners and readers over the Pirates.
I don't blame them. They're on pace to be down 400,000. I don't blame the Pirates fans because they were in a position to win, and maybe some of this isn't their fault this year, but they didn't go out and make any moves.
I think the bigger problem was last year after they won 98 games.
Yes.
They really didn't add to the team. They traded Neil Walker for John Neese, which turned out to be a horrible trade. This year, I have a hard time blaming them. They should have known Gung was going to have a hard time getting back into the country. I blame them for that. They didn't know about Marte until the day he was suspended, so I have a hard time blaming them for that. They thought they were going to have both of them. They don't have either one. They're going to get Marte back tomorrow. It's going to be interesting to see what the reaction is.
Yeah, Jamison Tyone missed a month and a half too, and you know, when I was in spring training with the Pirates for a few weeks there, they thought he was coming back in May. At least that's what they were saying, and so
I don't know that he's ever going to be back.
No, he might not be, and yeah. So my only issue with them this offseason or in December at the trade deadline is they didn't get another starting pitcher. That was one thing that I didn't like. But I thought their bullpen was going to be good this year, and that was really disappointing, too.
It hasn't, although tonight, very good. Watson had a struggle to get through. Nicasio had a struggle. And then Felipe Rivera, he just blows people away. You see the curveballs he threw to the last guy? The guy had no chance. What a relief. You think Washington would love to have Rivera back? They have a juggernaut there, but no closer. They tried with Melanson last year. They didn't win. He moves on. Now they have notobody. They traded yesterday for a couple guys. I don't know how much they're going to help them. Think they'd love to have that deal?
Oh, no question about that, because Melanson was just a rental player. All right, back up the phone lines. Derek in Pittsburgh. How you doing, Derek?
Hi. Can I ask you a question? The question is, the player hit the ball, he caught it, and he threw it in the river. You can't do that. A play ball.
Yeah, that was just a fan that Derek was talking about. And that's what they do in Chicago. I don't have a problem with it.
They throw it back on the field. This guy happened to throw it into the river.
Yeah, I mean, it's a souvenir ball, and you might want to keep it, but, maybe he didn't need it. Let's go to Jerry in Hempfield. How you doing, Jerry?
Hey, Rich, Ron, I'd like to say something, 2 comments. First of all, with Ezekiel Elliott for the Cowboys, with all this trouble he's having, I would give him 5-game suspension when I'll pay right now, and nobody should say, well, we should help this young kid. He just got in the league. That's every year. That's gone. That should be done with. And the Houston Texans, their draft pick, they caught him in a car with drugs and a gun, and he got there was no felony, it was a misdemeanor. He should be gone for a year without pay. And if the Cowboys don't win because of the 5-game suspension, that's okay. All right, they did that. It's time you got to put your foot down with these kids. You just can't say we got to keep helping them. You just have to get rid of them. It's getting worse and worse.
Ezekiel Elliott, this whole thing is a mess. He's been involved in a domestic abuse thing. Now he was apparently in a bar fight the other night. It seems like he's doing something every night. He was involved in a couple car accidents. I mean, I know anyone can be in car accidents, but if I'm the Cowboys, I have serious concerns about this guy's character. And obviously, you could argue good as LeVeon Bell or any back in the league last year.
You know,
tough situation.
Yeah, the Houston running back, too, that got into trouble from Texas. His name's slipping my mind right now. Donta, I'm going to say Freeman, or I forget his name. But, yeah, he got in trouble. He had a gun on him, but it was registered in his name. I understand why these guys make arguments why they need guns. I don't think that they do.
Nor do I. Don't go into places where you need guns.
Exactly. And the fact that your friend had the marijuana on him and you shouldn't be hanging around those people. You're in the NFL now. The spotlight's on you. Just get away from that.
And I understand, like, talk about Elliott. He was out. You know, even his fault.
No, it might not have been.
He's the one that stands to lose everything.
Yeah.
You know, somebody's drinking, they feel like, oh, this guy's an NFL star. He's no tougher than me. They pick a fight. The player gets involved. They have no business being there.
Got to walk away.
As far as I'm concerned, none.
Yeah, got to walk away, but I guess it's tough too. All right, we're going to take a break. George from McKees Rocks won the tickets. Congratulations to George. We'll get to him in a second. All right, we got to take a break. Back with more of your phone calls, and then I'll read some tweets coming up next. Stay right there.